morning to all of you. So it's a great privilege for us to address before the Agni College students. So my sincere thanks to Principal Mr. Senthil Kumar, Mr. Janardhan, Founding Council member, and his own the organizers for giving me the opportunity to address to the younger generation of India. As the compere told, it would be an interactive session. That is what it would be beneficial to all of you. So I am passionate with the learning, and definitely we are forcing on mentoring as well as we firmly believe on reverse mentoring. I can learn something from you also. Of course, I have seen in your principal table the human relations principle. As an academic person, it's really surprise to tell about the HR principle. that too, that smile is the first one, and that the human relation principle, thoughts, words, and deeds, all these things in your principal table. Really, I was surprised and glad to know that that is you people are in the right place. But proof of the pudding is eating. At the end of your college days, what you want to become, where you want to go, or what is your vision, or what is your ambition, that you need to decide. Probably by joining the engineering, it may be your parents' wish, or your family members' wish, or your own wish, or some peer pressure. Anyhow, you joined in an engineering course. But at the end of the course, how do you want to project yourself? That is more important. First of all, you want to be a good human, that is human in nature. Definitely, it would be good and a good citizen to the country. And then the focus where you are. See, we are interviewing quite a lot of candidates, engineering candidates, but what we feel that focus is lacking. It is not a generic statement, but the people without any focus, definitely it would not give suppose if they are not very clear on their career goals, then it would be difficult. So you should have a clear-cut career goal. So that we used to say that people has to set smart goals, whether it is a student or that is corporate employee. We want that people has to set smart goals. Any of you know that what is smart? You can answer. You can answer either in Tamil or English, no problem. What is smart? Can I get pen? Marker. Board I can use it here. What is smart? Because during the initial interview, when we asked the questions to people, that is, they used to struggle. At least you should not struggle when you are facing an interview. Fine. See, the smart is, each and every letter is having its own meaning. Smart is, your goal should be very specific. Okay, your goal should be very specific. It should not be very generic. It should be very specific, and it should be measurable. Whatever the thing, what we are today, what we have to be tomorrow, that it should be measurable. And A for achievable. So your goal should be achievable in nature. And R for realistic, and T for time bound. You should have that time also. That smart means specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. So we don't want any hard worker. We don't want any hard working engineers. We want smart workers. So definitely the industry is having lot of opportunity. In the today's scenario, employment is not an issue. Everybody will get employment. But how we are keeping ourselves to employable or equip ourselves to be employable that is $1,000,000 question. So keep yourself employable to meet the organization requirement. Then definitely you will be successful. That is the address, that is the request what we are telling from the corporate side. Because when we are expecting people to work from the day one, are you ready to meet the challenges? That is more important. For that, how to meet that goal or how to keep that challenges alive or how to achieve that goal. That is in the presentation. You can have it. You can know about a few things, and then if you are having any specific questions, I am glad to answer for it also. So, what is the role of education? What is the industry's expectations from the graduate engineer trainee and the management trainee? Of course, management trainee is engineering, that is management graduates, MBA graduates. What we are expecting is punctuality, your regular attendance, active involvement, adherence to the safety rules, and that is utilizing the opportunity by way of training given by the company, and willingness to suggestions for improvement, and your positive attitude and good aptitude. That is what we want. So the first one is punctuality. Punctuality, that is college life is something different, but industry life, that is if you want to clock by 8 o'clock, you should be in your seat by 7:50. That is what we are. It is not like a college or something, so you should be in advance. So prepare yourself today itself to meet the industry challenges. So that it would be much useful for you. That punctuality is one of the things which we are looking for from all employees, and the attendance. See, unless otherwise, it's very, that is essential. That is, we expect 100% attendance from all the employees. Of course, our absenteeism rate is only less than 2%. But that is, if you take in the college days, it may be different. But the work employee days, because we can't have buffer manpower to meet the requirement. See, our targets are set. First, I want to brief about my industry. So, Hyundai is one of the biggest group. We are part of Hyundai Motor Group. It is based at Seoul, Korea, South Korea. And it is having lot of divisions. Automobile is one of the divisions. In the automobile, we are having Hyundai Motors, Kia Motors, two OE companies, and a lot of subsidiary companies, ancillary companies like Mobis, Via, Dymas, Glovis. Each one they are doing their separate work. Besides, we are having 400 plus vendor companies. So, all put together in Hyundai Motor Group, more than 55,000 employees are there across the world. We are making our presence in more than 40 countries across the globe. And India, we started the operation in 1998, and Mobis, the operations we started in 2005. In Mobis, we are manufacturing, assembling cockpit module, chassis module, front end module, and for all the Hyundai vehicles. How many of you know Hyundai vehicles? What are all the cars available in Hyundai? Do you have any idea? Good. What is the latest one? Fine, good. So happy to hear. So the one thing is you need to update. See, because it is one of the competency. Of course, I will during that time of what all the competencies required, I will tell you. It is one of the business competency which we are expecting. You should know about the industry. You should, in the business perspective, you should know. So coming to this attendance, we are expecting 100% attendance and active involvement. So we are expecting your involvement in the job, involvement in the with passion. So unless you have that interest in your job, it would be difficult for you to survive. So love your job than your company. That is told by Mr. Narayana Murthy, founder chairman of Infosys. But we used to say, love your job and love your company. So that is the active involvement is more important, and adherence to safety rules. That is the thing, because human life is more precious. That safety, especially in the core manufacturing industry, safety, not only the factory safety, even in road safety. When you are driving by two-wheeler, wear the helmet. It would be good for yourself and your family and to all. So that safety rule, it should be in your blood. And utilization of the training given by the companies. I am happy to note that your college provided a lot of opportunity for you to learn and grow. So I learned that they provided opportunity to learn Korean language, and that newspapers are that is for the easy learning. They put it in the notice board. It is all good. So how many of you are having the habit of reading newspapers? Definitely it would add value to you. When you are facing interviews in the development in the automobile industry or development in any industry which you want, or you should know what is happening around you, so that update your skills and knowledge. So that active involvement, definitely it would be good. And willingness to give suggestions for improvement. Wherever you join as a trainee, first learn the culture, learn the system, and then you give suggestions for the improvement, where you can grow further. That is what we want. Suppose if you are a passive spectator, then the company would not take care of you. So you should give suggestions for the improvement, because everything would be dynamic in nature. It should not be static. So it would be dynamic in nature. So keep yourself alive. Make your presence felt by the organization. And what we need is ultimately the positive attitude. So our can-do attitude is what we are expecting. And the good aptitude also, definitely it would give good criteria. Even if we are conducting a written test, the aptitude test, sometimes we feel that whether that person is engineering graduate or it's a diploma level or like that. So that enhance your that is aptitude also. The type of reasoning, that is your logical thinking, all these things. Today the opportunities are abundant. You are having a lot of opportunity to learn and grow. Make use of the opportunity and improve your aptitude also. So that education has to provide basic behavioral skills. What type of skills? So that self-development. So that self-development is more important. What is self-development? It is ownership and accountability for results. Suppose if you are owning a thing and if you are doing the job, you should take the ownership, and you should take the ownership and accountability. And you need to improve your learnability also. And self-management is more, your integrity, trustworthiness, all these things comes under the self-development. And developing behavioral skills, all the behavioral skills, that is how to become a good citizen, or how to become a good person, or how to proactively approach the people. That people management is one of the important competency. So that we need to develop behavioral skills. And your communication. That communication not only written communication, the verbal communication also. You should be communicate in such a way to that opposite people has to understand. Especially in MNCs, this communication would play a major role when it would give credit to your job. So that the communication is, of course, communication itself, we can conduct a day program. There are a lot of communication where we are failing, what is the time wasters, and how to improve the communication, what are the barriers of communication. All these things are there. That communication, what we mean is effective communication. That effective communication, definitely it would, you are the sender, it would reach to the, that is the person, those who want to communicate. It has to be understood. So that in such a way you need to effectively communicate. And listening skills. Most of the times we used to observe, without understanding the questions posed by the employer or the interviewer, students used to tell their answers, candidates. Sometimes it would irritate the interviewer. You should be very specific. That is why that SMART is applicable to everywhere. You should be very specific in your answering. What they ask, you have to answer. So you need to listen in such a way to answer to that query. That listening skills is more important. You should be an active listener, not a passive listener. And life skills, of course, all the life skills like your decision making and all the soft skills development. What are all the important soft skills that is you need to develop? And the team building. So we are not alone, we are in the society. So we need to take care of the team. That is, suppose if you are a good team worker, you may be a good team leader also. The team itself, that together everybody achieve more. That's the meaning. So that as a team member, you need to deliver. To provide technical skills, where, for example, mechanical engineering students. So you are focused on the product knowledge, measurement technique, quality exposure, because quality there is no compromise. So we are talking about quality in terms of parts per million, ppm, not in percentage. Earlier in 80s, 70s, 80s, we used to calculate the quality that is defect or cost of poor quality in terms of percentage. Now we are calculating in terms of parts per million, and even sometimes it is parts per billion. So that suppose if it is more than 10 ppm, 10 parts per million, it would be rejected by the customer. So because customers are very choosy, they are very knowledgeable. And even the customer awareness in foreign country, Europe, it is very, Europe and US, it is very phenomenal. And even for a single flaw by the employee, we have to pay crores of rupees towards compensation. So last year, one of the vehicle had a problem, that airbag is a safety thing. Whenever the vehicle hit, then it would explode and it would save the life of the people. So that airbag, that one strip is there, that strip that is doesn't allow that balloon to open, and it causes the death of the person. And you know, some $1 million it has been that paid penalty to the vehicle manufacturer. Of course, it's not Hyundai vehicle, it's some other vehicle. We had some other, there is a lot of things. And probably you might have see, a lot of companies are recalling their vehicle because of the safety problem or some other technical defect. It may be suspension issue, or it may be brake or gear, something that is recalling because of the quality issues. So that we should know that as how it is important, that quality exposure is more important. And engineering side, that CNC machining that is, we should know, cutting tools, usage of jigs and fixers, planning, the Toyota planning system, that is a lot of planning systems are there. So that something that you should have a cutting edge over the other candidates, how to gain the cutting edge. Wherever that opportunity arises, you have to learn, you have to enrich your knowledge, then it would be possible. So that we are provide best practices like 5S. 5S is nothing but Seiri, Seidan, Seiso, Seigitsu and Shitsuge. It is simple. It is you have to keep your things in order and you have to keep the things in a right manner. You should not. You should keep your place neat and clean. That is 5S. Nothing but that. Nothing but that is cleaning. But you should be. You should keep it in mind when you are working there. So you have to keep your college premises neat and clean. You should not litter it. So if you are practice it at your like your home, so then it would be possible. Then TQM, total quality management. How to focus on total quality management. Or the daily routine management. What are all the work management, daily routine management, what we need to do. Or the standard operating procedure. For each machine we are having the standard operating procedure. What are all the procedures? Basic things you should know. And safety, that is total productive maintenance is the TPM. Statistical process contour and a lot of things. Overall equipment effectiveness and problem solving, or what is the, how to improve the problem solving skills. What is the quality circle activities or quality control measures. What is plan, do, check, act. How to plan, how to do, what would be the checking points and how to act. So if you are doing it, it is a circle. If you are doing it regularly, then it would be possible. So that standard operating procedure, each operating, suppose if you are passionate with automobile industry, you can go through the website, you can note what are all the standard operating procedures available, and you can update yourself. And drawing reading, that is how many of that is not only for mechanical students, all other people also. And Kaizen is the continuous improvement. That is today we are here and tomorrow what would be the benchmark? We can benchmark ourselves. So that continuous improvement. Poke is nothing but mistake proofing or error proofing. And quality circle and quality improvement team. Even in schools now they are following the quality circle activities. And one quality circle forum of India is conducting program for college and as well as school students also. They are having regional as well as the national competitions. You can participate and then it would be good for you know about the 7 quality circle QC concept. And daily routine management already I touched upon. So that these are all some of the things which you can learn on your own. Sir, it is not in our syllabus. It is not like that. So if you want to be in a core industry, suppose if you know something like this, definitely it would be helpful. Your industry visit during your course of study or your projects or your internship, definitely these things would help you to learn some of the practices. So campus to corporate. So this is the corporate scenario. The corporate turbulence is the competency excellence. So as I told you, today employment is not a problem. Employability is the only thing. But the competency, we are classifying competency into 3 categories. One is business competency, one is people competency, and one is self-competency. If you see, all are integrated. This is business, people, self. First, all of you has to know the self-competency, how to improve the self-competency. Under self-competency, your ownership and accountability for results, your self-management and your learnability, how you are enriching yourselves. All these things comes for under self-competency. And under business competency, your business perspective, how to improve the, how to know about the industry. What is the industry? Suppose if you are going to attend an interview in an automobile company. Okay, no problem. No.
Check.
The self self competency, definitely each one of you should have that self competency. You should have the ownership and accountability. You should enrich your learnability skills, and you should have the self management, your trustworthiness, integrity, honesty. All these things comes, time management, prioritizing things. All these things comes under the self competencies. Under business competency, your business perspective, understanding about the industry, understanding about the people, it is most important. And the second one is analysis and decision making. Analysis and decision making is nothing but your data collection, data orientation, speed, accuracy, all these things comes under analysis and decision making. If you are good in analysis and decision making, then it would help you to climb up in the ladder. And during the interview, it would be an added advantage for you when you are doing an aptitude test, if you are having the analytical mind. And the third one is execution. Execution, not only planning, you need to execute. How to execute? Suppose if you are planning well and if you are not able to execute, then it would not be an issue. That government projects, you can see that government project, normally they used to plan to finish it in 2 years, but it would take 5 years or 6 years. It should not be like that. In our day, if we fix the standard operating procedure, suppose, see, actually the Elite I-20, you can take a live example. We fixed the date of release, launching as December 11th. It was decided 1 year before. 11th December, 11th August, we want to launch the Elite I-20. But our plan is, in the May itself, we prepared ourselves ready to launch the vehicle. From May till date of launching, we used to do the test drive. That of course, those who are having to reading the automobile magazines, you can see the spy shots. Even in your WhatsApp or Facebook, you could have seen that thing. Before Elite I-20 launch, that a lot of spy shots came in that thing. So because we have done a lot of test driving across Chennai, not only Chennai, in Delhi and Mumbai also. So that that plan is, the end date is targeted, and then we need to plan in such a way to commit to complete the things, so that the planning and execution is more important. And continuous improvement. So continuous improvement, definitely we need to do better than what we are doing today. Even if we think we should not have any complacency, even if we do good today, we should do it. There is a scope for improvement in tomorrow. So that we need to do in such a way. These 4 things are the business competency. So under people competency, there are 5 competency, because we are not only dealing with machines, we deal with people also. What are all the competency required for people management? That is also more important. First one is enabling and outstanding people performance. If you are designated as an engineer in a company, and you are going to, and you need to get things done from the operator who are down the line. So unless you know how to get things done through the people, then it would be difficult for you to carry out your activities. So that you should move with the people. If you don't know the job, definitely they will try to exploit. They may be senior to you. You may be in the early 20. They may be 25 or 30, like that. But their qualification and other thing may be less. But they know good, they have the skill, but you have the competence. If you have the competence, then you can manage the skilled people. Suppose if you don't have the competence, it would be difficult for you to manage the skilled labor. So that what we expect from the people engineer is enabling and outstanding the people performance. The next one is communication. So your communication should be good, and your leadership, all the soft skills, the leadership, that is you should act as a team leader, team member as well as team leader also. And your customer focus. So your approach should be customer centric. So you can see at the end of the slide, there are 5 core values of our organization. First one is customer. The customer centric approach, definitely it would be helpful. If customer is God, whoever it may be, he may be your internal customer or external customer. Finally, as an automobile manufacturer, our customers are the end user. Those who are driving vehicle, our vehicle, are our customers. So what is the customer specific requirement? That we should know. Ultimately, suppose if we are driving a car, what are all the facilities we are expecting? Even we are expecting built-in audio system with Bluetooth facilities and iPad, as all the things we are expecting. So like that, what are all the features we can add? We can add value. That is the thing we are looking for. And that is how to design the seats, how it would be comfortable, even in the long journey, how it would be. All these things we need to look at the design stage itself. So that the people, those who are working, you should be in a position, your focus should be on the customer centric. And challenge. Challenge is anything under the sun is possible. So that everything you need to take it as a challenge. And collaboration, you need to collaborate with the people. Suppose you are not a, that is a lone tree, so you have to be in the society, you need to collaborate with the people. Then people are the assets of the organization. Any organization, people are assets, whether it is an IT company or an automobile company or other, people are assets. We should make ourselves as assets of the organization. We should not term as liability. So that people is more important core value. And finally, global. Today, world is a global village. It is very much shrinked. You can even mail and you can send the Facebook or WhatsApp to your friends what is happening today or what is happening now. Immediately you can send it by WhatsApp. So that nobody can prevent you. But the thing is, are we equipped to embrace all these such technologies? How we are equipped ourselves, that is more important. So that competency, these 12 competencies which I mentioned now, business, people and self, it is more important. So that competency excellence, but when we are hiring people, that the competencies are not, I can't expect all the competencies which will be there. Of course, we are providing a lot of opportunity for them to groom, for them to learn. But suppose if the company is expecting the competencies on the day one, how you will be able to manage? So that before you leave the premises, campus, you should have what they want, what is your customer want or what the organization want. You should have it in your mind and prepare yourself to meet the challenges. Multiple demands on role. So it is not that single job. Earlier it is not like that. A lot of people, now all is mechanized. We are having a lot of robots in the thing. Everything is automatic. So that the usage of manpower is very restricted. How to, that is, manage that thing, scenario. How to manage it? See, suppose if a person who is working in a company as a production guy, he should know production planning also. He should know how much important to be given to the quality or how much important to be given to the materials, incoming material or outgoing product. All these things, and what would be the end user's requirement, all these things he should know. He may confine himself in a particular shell, but their days are gone. Today we are expecting a person should know all the things, a full-fledged engineer which we want. So the multiple demands and role, it is increasing. And shrinking market borders. Today there is no market thing, that is you can get the product anywhere. Even Flipkart and Snapdeal, you can get whatever the mobile you want. Earlier it is not that. Suppose if you want to buy anything, you need to go to the shop and you have to wait for some time. Today the scenario is totally changed. Even i6 before launch, if you want, you can get it. Where you have to get it, that you need to find. So it is supposed to be launched in India by 26th of September. Suppose even today, if you want, there would be some area you can get it, that is i6. Like that, the opportunities are abundant. So that shrinking market borders. So we should have the cutting edge to meet the challenges. And moody customer. Customer you can't predict. Today's customer's requirement may not be there, and tomorrow he may expect. The typical example is mobile. How many of you have Nokia? How many of you having Samsung? Oh, lot of. So this is the thing. Why Nokia failed? Because it has not met the customer requirement. That is the thing. So Nokia, when Samsung moved to Android, Nokia not forecasted properly and it has its downfall. But Samsung rightly used that thing. Of course, Apple, that is iPad, is having its own advantages as well as disadvantages. It has not penetrated the market in India. So that Samsung overruling the mobile market today. And in spite of all these things, a lot of Indian mobile companies are also there and they are having their own market segment. How it would be possible, that moody customer? If you know the customer's requirement, then you can succeed. And day zero performance expectations. This is what we are expecting. The day zero performance means if you are joining today, we are expecting you to perform from the day one. Are you ready to take up the challenge? That is the question. So equip yourself to meet the challenges. So this is the new reality, the different perception, customers, employee and shareholders. See, ultimately customer is God, customer centric approach, it would be must. And employee perspective, all employees are assets of the organization, and that is, the employee is also part of one of the stakeholder. And the stakeholder, not only customer and employee, the vendors, the suppliers, and the ultimately the public or the society, they are also the stakeholders. So what product we are manufacturing? Do we have any responsibility to the society, or are we polluting the industry? Are we polluting the environment? That also we need to take care. So all these things comes under the stakeholders approach. And that thing is generation gap. So how many of you think that your parents are your good friends? Good. I am expecting the first who is raising, because after seeing your friends raising their hands, you are raising the hands. It is not correct. See, because the generation gap is wide, it's because your parents' expectations and your expectations are totally different. Because my son's expectations, definitely it is not matching with me. My expectations may be different. But the thing is, if you are having every right to have your own expectations, but at the same time you need to fulfill your parents' expectations. How to match it? How to bridge the generation gap? That you need to know. How you are expecting that your parents should know what you want. They also expect that they want you to oblige what they want. So that the generation gap, that is the gap between the generation, it needs to be bridged. And heavy observation. Most of the times when we are interviewing candidate, we used to tell they are very easygoers. The today generation Y, those who born between after 1980. Almost all of you, most of all the students are in after 1980 only. So that the generation Y or generation Z, the new generation, we can't predict what they want. So they are very, the attention to details are very much limited with them. They are interested in that is some other thing. They may good in music or they may good in cricket or something, but when they come to subject, the observations are limited. That also you can develop if you want to have a career. That you decide. I am not saying that you should not be a good sportsman or that is a good that is music composer or something. That you can pursue your own that is hobbies. That is a different one. But what would be your career? If you want to have a career with an industry, then you need to have that attention. You need to give importance to attention to details. And your multi-dimensional appraisal. So, in corporate we are doing 360-degree appraisal. The 360-degree appraisal means it's around the circle. As an individual, I have to appraise myself, and my boss would appraise me. It is 90 plus 90, 180. And my peer, those who are working with me, they will also assess. It's 270 again. And the other 90 is your subordinate. They have to assess yourself. So that this is called 360-degree appraisal. This 360-degree appraisal, suppose if the graduate engineer, for the graduate engineer, if we give the 360-degree appraisal, self-appraisal, probably they might have told, I know this, I know that, all these things, what are all the significant achievement, all these things, they put it in the appraisal paper or in the system. And boss appraisal, of course, boss appraisal may be always something different. We, as a HR person, I know very well how the boss would be treated his subordinate. That is a different one. That is, we don't give much importance to that also. The other one, peer appraisal. Peer appraisal, normally there would be some grudges and other things would be there, and they don't want to compare with them. That is a different one. Ultimately, the subordinate appraisal. How your people treat you, or how your people think about you. That is that subordinate appraisal. If you see, most of the things the managers or engineers are not getting the good scores because of their approach. There only your people management skill would help you to get a good score in the subordinate appraisal. So that multi-dimensional appraisal, here the appraisal, it is only your test paper. Either your internal assessment